In this video, I am going to explain about the introduction of sources of power dissipation. In order to decrease the power dissipation, we need to know what is the sources of power dissipation. The power dissipation may be specified into two ways. The first one is maximum power dissipation or a peak power dissipation. The maximum power dissipation is nothing but the highest amount of power at any time. The highest amount of power we can measure at any time, that is maximum power dissipation. Okay, then the second one is average power dissipation. Average power dissipation is the mean power at a given amount of time. The average power dissipation is nothing but a mean power at a given amount of time. This average power is a very important power dissipation for a portable devices. In order to get the battery efficiency, the average power dissipation is very important. In order to decrease the average power dissipation, the peak power dissipation also decreases. Okay, then the power dissipation can be divided into two broad categories. The first one is static power dissipation. The static power dissipation is nothing but when the device is not in an on position. When the device is not in an on position, then there is no input, change in input or change in output. At that time, power dissipation will be occur. That is the static power dissipation. The static power dissipation will be happen when the pull-up network and pull-down network is in on position. Okay, the pull-up network and pull-down network in on position, then static power dissipation will be happen. It happens in, we will see in previous classes that in NMOS and pseudo NMOS, the NMOS and pseudo NMOS over a small amount of time, the pull-up and pull-down network in on position. At that time, static power dissipation occur. But in CMOS networks, there is no static power dissipation. Okay, then the second one is dynamic power dissipation. The dynamic power dissipation is due to charging and discharging of a capacitance. This dynamic power dissipation is due to charging and discharging of a capacitance. Okay, before going to the deep discussion of dynamic power dissipation, we need to know what is say power and what is energy. Power is nothing but a instantaneous power, and energy is nothing but a power with respect to time. Here you can see that, see here this is the power P1 and P2. Here the power is different. Let us consider this is a 1 watt, then this is the half of this, means this is 0.5 watt. Here the power is different, but the energy, but the content in this power is same. See here, but the content in this power is same. This is the main difference between the power and the energy. Okay, this is the power versus energy graph. Then the three basic mechanisms involved in dynamic power dissipation. We will see what are those. The first one is short circuit power. Short circuit power is nothing but a power dissipation occur when both the NMOS and PMOS networks are on. This can arise due to slow raise time and fall times of the input. This is nothing but a less transition time. There is a less transition time. The NMOS and PMOS are in on position at a small amount of time. At that time, the direct path is established between VDD and ground. That is nothing but a short circuit. Due to this, the short circuit power dissipation will be occur. See here, the second one is switching power dissipation. The switching power dissipation is nothing but as input and output values keep on changing, means capacitor loads at different circuit points are charging and discharging, means capacitors are charging and discharging. At that time, the power dissipation occurred. That is known as switching power dissipation. And then the third one is glitching power dissipation. Glitching power dissipation is due to a finite delay. The finite delay is present in the circuitry, means there is a some glitches will be occur. There are surplus transition at different nodes in the circuit. Due to the glitches, the circuit is in abnormal condition. that power dissipation is called a glitching power dissipation, okay, due to the finite delay in logic gates. See, here we will see what is the static power dissipation. Static power dissipation occur due to various leakage mechanisms. Okay, we will see that generally we have 7 main leakage mechanisms. We will see that in one by one. The first one is reverse bias PN junction diode leakage current. With the diffusion regions, the substrate bias forms a PN junction. Due to this PN junction, the reverse diode leakage current will be formed. This is the reverse bias PN junction diode leakage current. Okay, the diode is formed in between the substrate and the diffusions. We have drain and source diffusions. Here in drain and source diffusion, the diode will be formed. Due to this, the leakage current will be formed. That is the reverse bias PN junction diode leakage current. And the second one is, this is also the reverse bias PN junction diode leakage current due to tunneling of electrons. Tunneling of electrons means the p region, the valency band of the p region to the conduction band of n region. Due to that, the reverse bias will be occur. That is known as band to band tunneling current. Okay. Then the third one is subthreshold leakage current. This subthreshold leakage current is nothing but the voltage that is less than threshold voltage. These occur in between source and drain. When you decrease the subthreshold leakage current, we need to increase the threshold voltage. Okay. The next one is oxide tunneling current due to reduction in the oxide thickness. Generally, we had a oxide, that is SiO2, in between gate terminal and the semiconductor material. The thickness of this oxide decreases, the oxide tunneling current will be generated. Then the gate current due to hot carrier injection of electrons. The impurities are mismatched or impurities are not in a high order, then hot carriers, hot electrons will be produced. Due to these hot electrons, the gate current will be generated. This is another leakage one. See this is a gate induced drain leakage. Gate induced drain leakage. What is gate induced drain leakage means? High electric field effect in the drain junction. In order to increase the drain voltage, the electric field at the drain junction will be increases and touches the source. Means without the influence of gate, the current will be passes to drain to source. This is due to gate induced drain leakage. Okay, without the influence of gate. If gate voltage is greater than Vt, then the current flows from source to drain generally. But when gate equal to 0 or less than Vt, the current will be formed due to the high electric field in drain junction. Okay, then the next one is channel punch through current due to close proximity of drain and source in the short channel devices. Channel punch through means there is a channel in between semiconductor and the oxide layer. In that channel, the current will the current will joins into the channel through drain and source. When it will be happen means in short channel devices, the length of the channel will be short, then this channel punch through current will be occur. This is the introduction of source of power dissipation. Next video we will see the next topic regarding source of power dissipation.